don't see many franchise businesses. I have a business colleague. He absolutely wants to open up a Dairy Queen. He owns the land on US 1. He wants a Dairy Queen in Edgewater. And I've gone back to Dairy Queen countless times. They said, nope, not going to happen. It'll never happen. It will never, ever, ever happen. Because the demographics, the traffic counts, it's just not there. There's a Dairy Queen in New Smyrna Beach that would never be allowed to open. It's been there since the 1950s, and it's lovely, and Kirk's a great guy, but they would never be allowed to open that store now based on the demographics that they're required today.
Just this Saturday. Just this Saturday.
And there's always a line there, but anyway, so this is just some franchise stats. Anybody know who Michael Gerber is? I'm going to challenge you to go back to book 1. There's a book called The E-Myth, and this is, he wrote a lot about franchising in The E-Myth Revisited. And Michael Gerber is a pretty brilliant guy, and one of the folks that I like to read a lot. Anybody want to know, guess what the E stands for? Entrepreneur. So the whole book, the E-Myth, was written probably 15, 17 years ago, a long time ago. And it basically talks a lot about people that are technically gifted, they have great skills, but they're lousy entrepreneurs. And it's an E-Myth. If I build it, they will come. I'm the greatest end plumber, I'm a great cook, but they talk a lot about, in the E-Myth, about hiring, vending out the functions that you can't do. Because we, as entrepreneurs and business owners, you cannot do it all. I promise you, you can't. I've tried. You either implode or explode. Neither is a good choice. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have to be smart enough to delegate and change. One of the companies I own in Orlando, we struggled with this because I tried to do everything. We had 32 employees. Well, actually, at the time we had 24 employees. We were growing and holding on. Cash flow was okay. And I knew that I wanted to get to the next level. Because again, I started that business solely with the intention of selling. I didn't start it to hold it. I started it, I said I'm going to sell it in 3 years. It took
What kind
6.
of business?
It was a publishing company. But I started it, and I got stuck because I was trying to hold everything together, and I was trying to this and trying to that. I was working 100 hours a week. It was like something had to change, and part of it was going back and rereading the E-Myth. And the short version of that, I made a decision to go out and hire a vice president of sales. That was a really hard thing for me. I tend to be in control for me. But I hired in Liz, and I gave her an earn-out. I gave her a percentage. I told her she could earn out up to 10% of the equity in the company over a 5-year time. So she was very vested in the success of our business. I paid her an awful lot of money to take over the sales. I said, but I don't want to know. It's yours. And she was great. She grew our sales from like $1.8 million up to about $4 million in about a year and a half. And we hired more staff. I did the things that I should have been doing, which is watching cash flow, taking care of my operations stuff. And we sold the company about a year and a half later. I wrote her an enormous check. And I thanked her. Because that would have never happened if I hadn't let it go. And it all comes back to this E-Myth. But in the E-Myth Revisited, Mr. Gerber talks a lot about the franchise world, and he talks about the turnkey revolution. And what's very attractive to people with buying franchises, you can walk into a turnkey business. One of the other franchises that I work with is called Battery Giant. They're a battery store. Great company, great people, very easy to deal with. But when you buy a Battery Giant, you get a store in a box. You write a check, send it to them, show up in about 8 weeks, and you walk into your store and don't have to do anything. It's built. They do the site selection, they do the lease negotiation, they stock it, they have the colors on the floor, all the decorations are in the back, and all you have to do is show up on that day one. So it's very much a turnkey business, as a lot of them are.
Sounds like checkers.
Huh?
Sounds like checkers. Sounds like checkers.
Exactly. So you get the rights to a business system. You own that. They can't take that away from you. So you have the rights to it. The real product is a sales technique rather than what you sell. I'll spend a brief minute on this. When you, if you ever have an opportunity to watch it, ever watch Undercover Boss TV show? It was an episode with Amit Kleinberg. He's the CEO of Menchie's, and I've met him on several occasions. He's a brilliant guy. He's 30s, good-looking guy, Israeli soldier. He's got a great story to tell. But he'll be the first one to tell you, the product is not frozen yogurt. The product is not frozen yogurt. Anybody can sell frozen yogurt. The product is Menchie's concept. It's the same thing like Disney. You go into Disney, why do you think everybody points that way and they do this and everybody looks the same? They talk about the experience. You can go on roller coasters anywhere. Why is Disney charge $89 for a day ticket to go to Disney? Because you go there for the experience. You can get an $8 turkey leg anywhere. But they talk about the experience. The same thing is true of most franchisers, better franchisers. They want you to experience their system, their culture, whatever it is. It's not about the product, it's about the techniques and the processes that they have. They have a strategic objective, they have an organizational strategy, they have a management strategy. They know where they're going. They know exactly where they're going, what the model is. Get in line, follow me, because we'll take you. We either believe that and buy their franchise, or you don't. So when you have the better franchisors that are growing, showing good financial statements and all that, you'll typically see some model like this